So, hey everyone, we're very happy to welcome you to our first Black Friday webinar this year. It's been quite a while since we've done our last one, so I'm very happy to be back with everyone. And the Black Week is going to be the most important shopping week for quite many e-commerce businesses, and that's why the sooner the better we plan it. So today we're going to talk about how to be best prepared for this very important shopping week. I'm not alone today. I'm here with Steffen Sieber, who's a channel lead conversational and push automations at About You. I'm Maurizio, Senior Customer Success Manager at Charles, and very happy to welcome you. Steffen, how are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. So, before we start, Steffen, I've introduced you with one sentence. Would you like to add one more sentence to that? That would be amazing.
Okay, you should be able to see my screen now, right?
Yep.
Cool. So this is us. This is us in static format. So yeah, my name is Steffen. I'm a senior CRM manager at About You, taking care of push marketing and conversational commerce here in the CRM team. And yeah, I would love to actually to connect with you guys, to have like a little chat afterwards as well. If you have any questions, just use the QR code on the bottom right, and you can find me on LinkedIn. And yeah, let's aim for a great session here today.
Definitely do so. Send him a friend request on LinkedIn. I heard there might be some content on WhatsApp even coming up soon. Who knows? Let's encourage him to do so if he gains enough followers and contacts. All right. Thanks a lot for the intro, Steffen. You prepared quite a presentation for today on how to be best prepared for Black Friday on WhatsApp. Can you quickly tell us a couple of points of what we're going to talk about in the next 30 minutes? Maybe like a little bit of a structure.
Yeah, sure. So brought 5 points with me today, so quite an agenda. So first we're gonna that's particularly interesting, I think, for people who did not have or are not using WhatsApp at the moment. So how we added WhatsApp to a marketing stack, what are the benefits, chances, what are risks, stuff like that. Then some points on collecting opt-ins. Thirdly, on ensuring that the people we collected actually stay with us. Fourthly, what I would recommend doing for Black Friday strategy with WhatsApp, and wrapping it up with some common pitfalls that some of them we actually experience ourselves, not all of them, but and like actually how to avoid them to be like faster with like the whole WhatsApp setup.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a very good plan, and exactly the kind of information you need if you just newly started with WhatsApp or are even thinking about it. Very cool. Let's maybe dive right in, right? You've been with Charles for almost a year, but even on WhatsApp a little bit longer. Can you maybe tell us a little bit of how your decision-making process looked like when you were thinking about introducing WhatsApp on the German market?
Yeah, sure. So first off, actually everything started at last year's Online Marketing Rockstars conference in Hamburg in 2022, where we had like super small presentations about like the first companies using WhatsApp or like starting to think about it. And I was like, okay, as we're eager to test new stuff at About You as well, why not try and use it for marketing for About You as well. And as we strongly believe in the potential of the channel, for us, it might be in the future like the next logical step in like the chain of, we started with email marketing, then we did push with like apps coming up, and now it's heading more and more into conversational messaging. And I brought also a quote with me that I really, really love, that it's like the single biggest paradigm shift taking place in the communication between brands and consumers. So I feel like there is a shift happening. It's coming step by step, but it's definitely something new for us, something super exciting, and also something that works completely different than push and email marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, to dive a bit more deeper into it, what exactly is different to the other CRM channels is that first and foremost, it's bi-directional. We did not have this before. All the emails, all the pushes we send out are like only sent from the brand to the consumer. They have no chance to answer. They have no chance to react. It's real time now. So also customers do expect us to also answer in real time on the requests they put in. It is super customer centric. So we should provide personalized content here. And it feels more natural for the customers actually. So we're like in one inbox with families, with friends. We're used to using WhatsApp. So it's not like a marketing channel, but it's like marketing within a naturally used channel. So our benefits is that we can offer direct access, we get direct feedback, personal consulting can happen. So it's mostly like the benefits of the offline shopping arriving now to the online world, which is pretty cool.
Amazing. Can you maybe talk a little bit more what you think the big chances of the channel are?
Yes. So first of all, we have a super high potential reach all over Europe, probably also all over the world. There are millions of daily active users on WhatsApp. In a lot of countries is the most used communication channel for personal communication. So yeah, the reach is extremely high. Customers already know the channel. They know how to use it. They don't have to learn or get used to anything new. We face extremely high open rates, and this is not only like for selling purposes, a number, a benchmark you put in. It is the case that 80–90% of the people open your messages because, I mean, I as well, I don't want to have like all the red numbers, the notification badges on my WhatsApp icon. So I just open the messages. The goal and the challenge is then to make the people actually read it and not open and go out of the chat. But that's a different story. And a lot of brands that are already working with WhatsApp also face super high retention from existing customers that like come back and stay with your brand.
Yeah. Super cool. I can definitely agree to your points, and that's also what I'm constantly hearing from other clients. Is there also something you're concerned about with the channel, or you're fearful of?
Yeah, sure. Or unfortunately, yes. So yeah, other CRM channels, and we have to face this, are less cost intensive. So they are pretty high cost per send out, per conversation started from Meta side. So from a revenue point of view, everything is like looking super great, but I feel like every single brand has to cope with the question, like, what about making it profitable in the end, dealing with the cost. Yeah, so people buy, people react, but do they react enough? That's the question I feel like that everyone needs to ask themselves. It's a completely new way of talking to customers. So when we started, we did it on like a very, very short term. So we tried to like, yeah, okay, let's just copy paste parts of the email and just send it out to like have the first send outs ready. And it didn't work out. So you have to rethink the way you're talking to the customers. And also you face like, that's why I already said, you face like a different competition in your inbox. So you're not like competing for attention with other brands and your competition, but also with family and the best friends that are also in the inboxes.
Yeah, sure. I find it funny how that's a positive and negative point at the same time. You're next
Exactly.
to your family.
Exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, wrapping things up on like how we then added WhatsApp to our marketing stack is basically after like deciding that it's a super interesting new channel for us, we determined the market where we want to start. You just get a random phone number and then everything is set up with your partner, for example, charts in this case. So for us, it took us around like 1 to 2 weeks to set up the DACH account, but I heard you're even faster now with some clients. So
24 hours.
24 hours, great.
Yeah, in
So
some cases, yes.
Once we decide to upscale or to like broaden our market setup, then we're much faster here.
Let's try that. All right. So next thing we want to talk about is opt-ins, right? The thing is, especially in the European Union, data privacy is very important to all of us, and we have to take it seriously. So we have to ask clients for a double opt-in, right? We have to get their agreement that they wanna be contacted by us proactively by brands, and the way you collected your first couple of opt-ins was pretty special. Can you maybe share with us how that looked like?
Yes, sure. So as you already mentioned, data privacy is super important thing for us at About You. Or in CRM at About You, it's probably the core thing we need to focus on when starting new channels to make sure everything is GDPR compliant. And because that's definitely not what we want to talk to customers that do not want to receive messages from us. And so the way we collected our first opt-ins, and I think most of the audience might have probably heard of it. I just don't want to go into detail today to not like mention it over and over again. But for those who do not yet know, we did some so-called FOMO campaigns, fear of missing out, where we work together with our own labels. So we have some celebrity brands. And for example, here you see the screenshot from Guido Maria Kretschmer, who's a German fashion designer. And the way it worked was pretty simple. So he went live with an Instagram story where he explained the concept and told the people to send like the code word Guido to the link that was embedded here. Customers were able to save 30%, but only until tomorrow. And via the WhatsApp me link, they just they were forwarded into the chat. The code words was actually already inserted. They just needed to click send, and then the flow started. We first asked them for their opt-in to receive the voucher code. And then they basically just received the voucher code, were able to just copy paste it from the chat, got linked out to the shop, super easy with link out buttons. And also afterwards, we had super great retargeting possibilities because we knew where the people, like from which campaign, from which label the people were coming from.
So it looks like you didn't really take the easy route to begin with, but started with a pretty exotic and creative opt-in collection instrument.
Yeah, true.
One of the more creative ones I've seen in recent months for sure. But that's not the only way to collect opt-ins, right? Can you
exactly. So you actually, as you see, you can be as creative as you want, but there are also like the usual ways to opt in. So you can, and I try to like sort it from less cost intensive to more cost intensive to give you an idea. So you can use your own CRM channels. We also started testing a newsletter banner integration last week. So that's like basically a design task only. So super low cost. It's kind of ongoing traffic for you, and you only have the conversation cost from Meta you have to deal with. You can think about integrating opt-in possibilities into your shop, create like a landing page. You can insert like the WhatsApp icon. You can insert chat bubbles, whatever you may think of, you can integrate in your shop. And there for sure you have programming efforts and the conversation costs, so a bit higher on cost side here. Also, Meta actually offers click-to-chat ads, an ad format by Meta that works on Facebook and Instagram the way you're used to doing social ads, basically, and is linking you to the chat. We actually do not have that many data on like how it performs, how cost intensive it is. It might be cheaper on conversation cost. That would actually be the goal here, but we ourselves did not test this yet. We focused on like our own channels, but that's a great possibility. And yeah, fourthly, you could also probably think of QR codes, putting QR codes on posters, on your parcels, on invoices, whatever you might think of. So yeah, there you, depending on where you want to implement it, have like rather high production costs plus the conversation costs. And there are also many more possibilities. So yeah, your creativity has no boundaries here, actually. So test and see what works out best for your brand.
Basically, wherever you can put a link that will open up a WhatsApp conversation with a predefined message, then we can detect that message and send an opt-in flow based on this. It can be, as you said, a QR code, but also like any position where you can put this link.
Exactly. And so what we also did, and I would feel that that's like a tip when you're like starting with WhatsApp, to enrich your opt-in flow, to not only collect an opt-in and tell people, yeah, bye, talk to you soon, but like enrich it, ask them 2 to 3 questions that might be relevant for your first segmentations, like what's your gender, where are you shopping from, stuff like that, that basically helps you with your first campaigns. And we had the experience that people actually answer these questions. It's super easy on WhatsApp, takes them 10 seconds. And it's not like the annoying surveys, you know, from like after purchase flows on email or whatever.
Definitely do what Stefan says here, because you've probably all experienced how people don't like filling out surveys, filling out forms, and how you get like really bad reply rates. But on WhatsApp, it's just so native and easy. You can just quickly click a button. You don't have to text anything in most cases. And we've asked up to maybe 3 or 4 questions. We've not seen any big decreases in conversions. So that's just a very, very good option to collect user input. And that's like one of the best hacks we've had in recent times, we've discovered. All right, so thanks a lot for also describing the basic opt-in collection instruments, Steffen. As you've seen, you can be really creative here, but if you don't want to be creative or are just not feeling like it right now, we also have quite a collection of predefined ones, and most of those can be set up in less than 5 minutes. So whatever you want to do, there's more than enough instruments, that's for sure. All right, now that we've collected the customer opt-in, that's so important for us that the customer agrees to be informed by us via WhatsApp. The thing is, WhatsApp, as we've mentioned before, is still a very, very personal channel. We've talked about being next to family and friends. So my next question would be, what can we do and what are you actually doing, Steffen, to make sure that people are not annoyed with your promotional content, we gotta call it?
Yeah. So yeah, first of all, I feel like they're also on like marketing messages, there are no boundaries in terms of like what you're actually wanting to communicate to the customers, as long as it's relevant for them, and it's, yeah, the more personalized it is, the better. But so you need to find out what works out best for your company. So I brought 4 examples today from stuff we did, but that might serve as an inspiration for you, but your brand might work completely different. Your customers might work completely different here, but just so you get an inspiration. So these are 4 types of campaigns we did, and we actually saw that opt-out rates stayed super low with these types of campaign. But yet also we have to mention we are testing, we're trying to improve our message templates from each send out to the next. So also this is not perfect. So yeah, first of all, the example I already mentioned, we did the FOMO campaigns. And secondly, after that, we were able to retarget customers from the label FOMO campaigns for new drops, for example. So this was a super targeted campaign with no discounts for the customers. So basically no real incentive rather than yeah, you're like one of the first that is able to shop the new collection. So this performed, depending on the brand, it performed pretty good to like okay-ish, but still a good format for us. Thirdly, and I feel like that's the thing everyone thinks of first is sale campaigns. So we were able to convert all of the different opt-ins from the labels to like a generic opt-in for the About You brand. And then we asked or we sent the people like kind of an early access to one of our sales. And that was not targeted at all. So all of the customers got this, but they yeah, they received a very good deal here. So yeah, conversion rates were super high, one of the most successful campaigns we did so far on the revenue side. But yeah, also I feel like there's room for improvement here in like personalization and segmentation topics. And fourthly, super interesting case, I think, is our product finder test case, where we basically asked our female customers in this case to shop their new summer outfit and tell us if they want like a summer dress or if they felt like two pieces are better than one. And then we like kind of guided them through the shop in WhatsApp and gave them a super personalized link target. Also no discounts applied here, but this, because it was super personalized, also performed rather strong actually.
With our journeys feature, you can theoretically go crazy when it comes to making up decision trees. I think there's even more room to go. We could become even more.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks a lot for sharing what you've tried so far. I've definitely also seen in your account that your opt-out rates are especially low. So you got to do something right. Your frequency seems to be at a good point where people don't feel annoyed by it, and it's a very good sign that they stay with you and don't cancel their subscription. It's not easy getting them into that personal channel, so losing them sometimes feels especially hard. All right, what would you say are like the most important? Maybe you can share a handful of things that people should take into account when it comes to sending out such campaigns?
Sure. So as you will learn, I love this. So here's the first one. So 5 kind of tips to maintain your audience. First thing is be reliable and authentic. Do not try to like be someone else or imitate another brand or be like super cool because it's WhatsApp, but your brand is more like more ordinary. So like stick to your brand. Stick to your brand core, stick to your brand tonality. Secondly, do not spam. Do not spam your audience. Keep the volume and the relevance in balance. So you need to kind of find out a good schedule for you and your customers, but I would recommend for the start, like maybe only send once a month or like, I don't know, every 2 weeks, but not as we're like used to from email and push to like send on like probably a daily basis even. Thirdly, keep the messages easy. Also one thing we needed to learn to, shorter is sometimes better here. And then for example, even more important with the first message and then like give them more information during the flow. Segmentation is key. It's a key for the performance to segment, but also for like saving costs. So people that just do not react to your messages, just don't contact them anymore and save cost here. And fifthly, personalization. So who is your audience? Understand the audience, and then try to like send the most personalized content you can. Yes.
Amazing. Thanks so much for sharing those 5 tips, Steffen. I do agree with all of those 5, and I would even like to add sixth one, which is content testing, because in my opinion, from what I've learned, testing your content is just super essential for every type of customer. Like no audience is the same. Like your audience probably doesn't work like About You's audience. So the preferences are just so different for everyone. And that means like testing things like image, no image, or image against video, personal greeting against no personal greeting. It just pays out over the long run if you make this like testing mentality part of your WhatsApp strategy from the beginning. And there's just not much to lose here. So that I would definitely add. I think it deserves its own sixth point here.
Yeah, you're right.
Very, no one size fits all on WhatsApp, unfortunately. All right. So now we've heard about opt-ins already. Oh, so first of all, we've heard why you decided to launch WhatsApp. We've heard about how to collect those opt-ins, and we've even heard about a couple of best practices when it comes to sending out campaigns. But we haven't much talked about the reason we're talking here, which is the Black Week coming up. Less than 10 weeks, I think, or maybe around 10 weeks to go.
That stressed me out.
I won't, sorry, I'm taking that back. So, what would you say? Are you one of those like super early planners who already think about it a lot, or will this be more of a last minute thing for you
You
this
know
year?
me. We're probably more on the last minute side. But yeah, I try to bring some insights into like how we would set up a strategy, how we think about Black Friday, like what are the pillars I'm like looking at when yeah, setting up the strategy during the next weeks.
Alrighty. Anything you already have planned for this Black Week? Any things like maybe some first ideas how it could look like?
Yeah, sure.
You,
So
you, you're all right to share. Don't feel stressed. Sorry.
no, I don't. So first of all, and we all know this, we are all customers as well. So we're super curious about the best offers during Black Week. And we should definitely get into that and see this as a chance to grow our audience with, for example, giving them special offers on top of Black Friday offers that customers might already have, or give them early access to the Black Friday. Some other customers or some other brands I'm following on WhatsApp do this early access thing from time to time. And I feel like that's a great idea to also promote opt-ins beforehand. So like opt in for WhatsApp now and get early access for Black Friday, get special offers during Black Friday. That's like a super good chance to grow your audience and use that curiosity that people have. But on the other hand, customers do also get, and we all know this as well, super overloaded with sale messages during Black Week. I'm always super annoyed by all the brands talking to me, but I do it. It's my job. So I'm one of the bad guys here as well. But this is our chance to stand out with like a special channel, with like some special measures, and also here be as creative as you want. Use the 24 hours conversation window you have, and not only send like one sale message. So yeah, be as creative as you want. Think about what your brand core is and just like try to adapt it to WhatsApp to stand out from all the emails and pushes and stuff like that in a different channel.
All right, that sounds reasonable in my opinion.
Right. So yeah, as I already said, I love lists. So here are another 4 tips, which I would also follow myself for a successful or hopefully successful Black Friday strategy here. So first, focus on growth. It's a great chance if you need more customers in your channel for also getting a better test audience, to grow your channel during or before Black Week. So use the opt-in channels mentioned to grow your account. Secondly, give the customers a feeling of exclusivity. And I'm meaning a feeling of exclusivity, even if you cannot offer exclusive offers. There's always a chance to make your WhatsApp channel stand out communication-wise to other CRM channels and get like a bit more personal with your customers and get a bit closer to them than you can do via email or via push marketing. Thirdly, if you're able to, also focus on multi-channel. So do not see WhatsApp as a standout channel in terms of segmentation and planning your campaigns, but manage it together with other CRM channels. If they, I don't know, received an email before and already did a purchase, you can definitely save your send out costs on WhatsApp and just do not contact them on WhatsApp to optimize your audience, to optimize your campaign performance. And fourthly, and I already mentioned that before, but it's super important during Black Week as well, personalization and segmentation, or it's even more important during Black Week. Do not penetrate your customers with irrelevant messages. We did this last year in one of the shops in one of the countries. We like tested on volume. We just sent them like, I think 2 or 3 messages during the whole weekend, and we saw opt-out rates raising to the roof. Because they were like super annoyed and felt spammy. So just don't do that. Segment, talk to people who did not open, talk to people who did not buy, and I assure you the best results possible.
For sure. I do agree, and especially around Black Week, I would say sometimes you might think, okay, I can just send another reminder that might make me a couple more euros revenue, probably even with a good revenue per recipient and return on campaign spend still. But in the long run, I think this will never be worth it. So you can probably send out a little bit more during the Black Week because people are more receptive to, or many people are more receptive to receiving marketing communication there. But maybe that extra reminder that might just be too much, and in the long run you lose more than you can win. So
exactly,
a little bit more, but still less is more in most cases, I would say. And yeah, we're all Black Friday shoppers ourselves, or probably most of us. So think about what would be too much for yourself. Like what would make you stand out, or what would be interesting to you? What type of content? That's, I think, especially around those weeks, a very good thing to do, to start from you personally, because we're all guilty. We're all shopping. Cool. All right, thanks for that. I think those lists are very helpful. They seem to be a thing for you, Steffen.
They are. I'm used to listing it all, to-dos, tasks, strategies, whatever.
To sum up this webinar, is there maybe something where in hindsight you think, like, is there something you wish you knew when you started out, to maybe avoid things that gone wrong in the past? As if I knew what would come, right?
Yeah, as if you knew. So yeah, for sure. And so there are 5 points that I feel that would have been useful to know before like starting. Some of them we got to know during the process. Some of them we fortunately did not need to deal with, but I feel it's super cool for everyone to just kind of sum it up with this. So yeah, first thing is to like just not care about opt-in handling or data privacy and be like, yeah, we have a lot of phone numbers in our library already. A lot of CRM customers gave us their phone number in another channel, so let's just talk to them. Just not do it. You need to collect opt-ins and talk to them afterwards, or you might get into really big trouble here. We did not, but you might. Then secondly, just do not treat the channel as it's another CRM channel. It works completely different. Talking to the customers works completely different because it's actually talking not to, but talking with the customers, basically. Thirdly, yeah, don't miss out on personalization. Said this one before as well. It's super, super important. Collect some information, use this information, give better link targets. You might use the first names of the customers, or you might not. Works differently from brand to brand, what performs better. But yeah, do not miss out on this opportunity. Fourthly, and that is something that we are actually focusing on right now in the DACH account, is to not scale up too fast. So we are actually working in a rather, I would say, rather small test case, to, yeah, save some money, understand the channel, understand how the customers work on WhatsApp, figure out a strategy for us. And then I feel like using all the opt-in channels mentioned before, scaling up should not be too much of an issue. And fifthly, ignore the customer's feedback is one of the pitfalls that you should definitely avoid. You have a great, for example, charts, you have a great chance to look at all the conversations with your customers, all the open chats, everything they are sending you. You can just have a look and assess if they got the flow you intended to send, if they answered your questions the right way, or just did not get what they need to do. Because in this case, yes, they know the channel, but we, from a business point of view, have a lot more possibilities with like buttons and link outs and stuff they're not used to. And that's something we experienced in the past. They might be a bit
I really
confused.
love that. Sorry.
No worries. They might be a bit confused with like the new possibilities and like clicking buttons.
I do very much agree, and I really love that you're actually taking a look at your customers' feedback, because that's something I always tell all clients. It's almost always time well spent if you just after a campaign look at all the conversations, because there's so much very valuable qualitative feedback in there. And if you take those 5 to 10 minutes at almost all times, you can find one or two like small things that you can do differently next time. So that's I very much recommend this to all of my clients. All right, thanks a lot to share those common pitfalls. I like that it was a list again, and I also very much enjoyed that it was not just the negative of the things we advised before, but instead 5 all new points. So I think that was a very, very good ending. And I think we are very well on time. We have 20 minutes left for the webinar, and we wanted to take around 20 minutes for Q&A. So this is a very good time to change to the Q&A part. I think from what I've seen during the webinar already, there are quite some questions. There were also a couple people who asked several questions. I've seen that name Sebastian pop up more than once for sure. So a very curious person in here. Let's hope that I can answer some of those. Are you ready for the Q&A part, Steffen?
Yes, sure.
Okay, let's answer some, maybe 5 to 10. That would be great if we would make that, if we can make that happen. First question actually from Sebastian. He asked, for which cases do you use WhatsApp? Product recommendations, offers, or info about order shipping? I guess that is more toward you, Steffen. I can already say our clients are doing all of the mentioned ones, and most of those we can even set up within 5 minutes. But Steffen, which ones are you actively doing at this point?
That's exactly what I wanted to answer as well. So you're able to do them all, but we are actually right now focusing on like marketing and sale messages and kind of testing out these product finder type of messages. We did not connect our account or WhatsApp account to like our shop yet. So no information about like shipments or stuff in there yet. But yeah, that's definitely a thing you can do. But I feel like it's super great to test marketing and like basic messages before and try to optimize this at first step.
Alrighty, maybe that's something for the future where we also send shipping updates. Like
Yes.
with many other customers, we're already doing it. Unfortunately, About You doesn't have a very standard shop system, but everything is built, I think, on your own, if I remember correctly. So integration is a little bit harder here, but on Shopify and other basic standard shop systems, we got pretty easy integrations to automate this quite a lot. All right. Next questions. Marina Hertle asked the question, do you use any type of segmentation for those campaigns?
Yeah, so we try to segment more and more. So what we did is implement the onboarding flow that I just mentioned, asking people for their preferred gender category, where they prefer to shop in, where they come from, and we know if they like reacted to previous campaigns. And we do like a mixture of all of those. So like the gender, for example, is super great in like personalizing the content we send out. The shop and the gender is super great to personalize link targets and make them more specific. And yeah, we try to optimize the audience with the recent campaign behavior. So if they opened, if they clicked, yeah, try to like make the audience as narrow as possible to get like the best results out of it.
Amazing. Thanks for commenting on that, Steffen. There's maybe even one thing I want to add. We do have quite a lot of segmentation options in Charles, and I always categorize them in three different categories. One is the commerce information. So if we have a commerce integration, we can obviously use as filters what type of product we bought or the total spend so far, last purchase date, basics like this. Then we have this interaction category kind of. So based on if the user opened the last campaign or clicked on the last button or something. Or also one category is the user generated information kind of. So whenever we, during the opt-in flow, for example, ask an additional question about their own preferences, we can obviously also use that kind of information that we saved in tags or custom properties. And with those three, you can get to a quite good segmentation level, I would say, especially since many of that information you can gather on WhatsApp easier than on other channels because the interaction and the back and forth is so much easier. All right. Back to Sebastian, who was very active, as I told you. He asked, are campaign automation controlled entirely in Charles or other integrations for ESP CRMs? Yes, there are. We do have CRM integrations. I would like to answer that, Steffen.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
We do have integrations in, at this point, Pipedrive and HubSpot. And I think most importantly for most attendees here, we have a Klaviyo integration that is about to be, no, I don't want to tell too much, but that's maybe about to come soon. And with that, we can get quite a good idea of what the recipient, what the opt-in we have is doing on other channels. Obviously, we can adapt the email to the WhatsApp strategy. We can get information from quite many other integrations and other channels because Klaviyo is just integration with integrating with every other Shopify app probably. And we can use all of that information for segmentation, which is obviously very, very powerful. And maybe also, I again don't want to tell too much. There might be an option to hand over flows that are started on Klaviyo to Charles. I probably shouldn't have told as much as I just said. You get a sneak peek as attendees here. All right. What other questions are there? Thomas Möllers asked, what is your ratio between sales-oriented newsletters and content newsletters?
I would say right now it's probably 50-50, kind of. So we're right now sending out once a month to our customers. yeah, we try to like change or switch between same messages to like get the people going and like give them a feeling of they get discounts on WhatsApp. And it's not only a content channel, but also like enrich the channel with content, newsletters, and not only have like sale. Because if you see like the conversation with about you, for example, on WhatsApp, all the channels are all the messages are one after the other. You see what we wrote before. So if there would only be now it's 20% off, now it's 10% off, now it's the best deal ever, and then you get like at some point I feel like you would get super annoyed. And also the other way around, if this only would be, yay, summer dresses, yay, coats, yay, this and that, this would also be like a bit boring probably. So I feel like it's the mix.
I definitely do agree here. The thing is, for content newsletters, WhatsApp is a little bit of an expensive channel.
Yes.
So just gotta like take the ratio seriously. It can't be only the promotional content. Like content is super interesting and super valuable at times. But I would say most clients are still leaning toward the promotional side. The actual content delivery can often take place like within marketing communication, like combining it maybe in a flow. Thing is, like when we're talking about a conversation that's paid, that's charged by on Meta, we're always talking about a 24-hour window. And within this 24-hour window, you can have like a combination of those channels without any additional cost. So for example, a product finder, that's a very good example of combining something salesy in quotes with actual relevant content. Cool. Thanks a lot, Steffen. Then we have 10 minutes left almost. Let's see what other questions there are that can quickly be answered. Roman Czerny asked, hello, is Charles a Shopify app? That's a very quick one. I think I even replied to it already. Yeah, we do have a Shopify app. It's not only a Shopify app, it's our own web app, but we do have a Shopify app next to some other shop systems and CRM systems where we can easily integrate and get quite a lot of additional information about customers. We can like get trigger actions and stuff like this. So yeah, we do have a very well prepared Shopify app at this stage. And more integrations to come. Like I think every year we're seeing another maybe 2-3 integrations as long as I've been here. So we got, give me quickly like 10 seconds to read through the questions, what else we could ask. How many, an anonymous attendee asked how many campaigns we send out per month and if we sync WhatsApp campaigns to emails somehow. Maybe Steffen, can you say something about this? How often do you send out campaigns at this point?
Yeah, I feel like this has been mentioned. So right now it's once per month. Might scale things up for like super big sale events coming up, but yeah, it's once per month right now to keep costs low, to understand the audience, and also like push open rates because people get curious about the new content. But this does not have to mean that this is the best practice for your brand as well. You might have more relevant product updates on a weekly basis, or might send less because people expect you to send less. So for us, it's the once per month right now, but yeah, you need to like kind of think about what works best here for you.
All right, I very much agree. It differs per type of client. There's some who can do more, and there's some who shouldn't do as many. I would also say maybe every other week is a good thing. We could do it so twice a month. And do you think with your WhatsApp campaigns with email somehow? Yeah, we do. And the thing I teased previously, the Klaviyo integration is, for example, something that will very much help with this to adapt your WhatsApp strategy to email strategy, but just don't tell as of now. Cool. Thanks so much for sharing again, Steffen.
Sure.
You just mentioned that you communicate via WhatsApp once per month. Have you also experimented with higher contact frequency? Is asking Aline.
Yeah, we did during last Black Friday where we talked to more shops than just DACH, and we saw that a super high frequency does raise opt-out rates, so people do not want this. But there was also like rather only sale messages, so like also annoying, probably not good of a mixture, but we're all learning from this. So yeah, we like on a regular basis do not experiment with more right now to keep volume low, to keep cost low. But yeah, you might do if your brand or your product serve this purpose. Just go ahead and test it out.
Ready. Thanks again for elaborating on that, Stefan. Let me quickly have a look at the remaining questions. It's so many, I'm losing a little bit of the overview right now. Maybe there's time to answer one more, but I want it to be a special one. Or maybe
not,
you can also see those. So if you see one that you think is very interesting.
And if your questions are not being answered, just feel free to reach out on LinkedIn and we can like have a quick chat. Like that.
Jana is asking where she can sign up for your WhatsApp newsletter. Maybe you can actually create a link for her to go to the.
Yeah, sure. Just for this, we do not have like a shop integration right now because we want to kind of have control about the volume coming in. But if you're interested, I can send you a link for sure.
Oh, okay. There's quite many people who now show interest in that.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot me a message and I will send you a link.
All right. Okay, last question that I see here, but that's not a great ending. Sebastian again is asking to see a sample workflow that takes even other channels into account. I could show you like countless examples, but they're all with clients. I don't feel great showing you any like client-related flows at this point. Maybe from the other direction, we can provide you with something also like if you decide to talk with one of our sales colleagues, they have all that stuff prepared. I'm not working in sales, I'm in success, so I'm working with real life examples and not with the ones we're constructing to demo. So unfortunately, right now I can't show you any, but talk to one of my sales colleagues. They're going to be able to give you everything you need. All right. I think we left a couple questions out, but time is running out. We have like 4 minutes left, so it's time to wrap up today, unfortunately. But thanks a lot for your great participation, for all of those questions that you asked. That has been very, very positive. Thanks that you've been so active in everything you did. 2 or 3 last things that we want to do right now. First is we actually want to show you how such a child's journey, child's flow actually looks like. And for that, we brought a QR code that shows you what the potential is and what something like this could look like. Because WhatsApp business is not only limited what we see on WhatsApp, on our personal WhatsApp, but instead you got a couple more options with, you've seen it in the presentation with call to action buttons, with small interaction buttons and so on. And to see where the limits are and how this currently looks like, feel free to scan the QR code. So you will go into a demo flow that could be, for example, an opt-in flow or like a longer campaign where you give them like a product finder. So that's all built in this flows feature that we now show you here. That is the first thing. But we also got something additional for you. I think we will share the link afterwards anyways, but we got a second little goodie exclusively for you, which is our Black Week potential revenue calculator kind of. So you only have to enter a couple numbers here and it will then show you how much revenue you could theoretically potentially make via WhatsApp on this exciting Black Week this year. You can play around with it a little bit. You can get like some rough estimates based on what we did last year and what we expect this year. Just scan the QR code as well, and you will be redirected to our webpage. But again, in here, we will also, I think, share the link to everyone who's attended afterwards. And also, if you are not yet a Charles customer, if you are not yet using WhatsApp and you think, okay, this was interesting enough and the Black Week calculator shows me a good enough number that I'm convinced, we're also very happy to obviously for you to book a demo. We are very happy to show you how the tool looks like from the inside, how we are actually building those flows that we've talked about in the webinar, and how campaigns could look like, obviously. And my colleagues from sales are very happy to actually talk with you and to give you a customized presentation on that. We only got 1 minute to go, and I think the Germany alarm system is going to go off at 11, if I can remember today's date, right? So we got to be super fast. Steffen, I cannot say this enough. Very, very, very thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing all of your exciting learnings. Okay.
Started.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining. This was wonderful. Thanks for sharing those great learnings. And also thank you everyone else for attending and for all the great questions. Hope to see you in the next webinar. We're going to do some more.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you soon.